We'll use a yardstick. They're all well above 36 inches. Oh, there it is. There's some tape. I notice on this one that it too has some checks in it. Here and here. And I don't know really what to say on that. I don't show any splitting on the ends of any of my stuff, but yet then when I look at the body of it, I see, I don't know if it's important or not. This is character. A lot of character available here. Once again, the wood is fairly thick. This is the back. Possible split here, possible split here. But with the checks going down, I don't know, if that's exactly how important that is. And you can see it's pretty hefty from this end. And if you like any one of these, we'll just reference it starting from the right side as I show them to you. That's number 1. This is number 2. Just count them down from the video thing. It's the same type of wood, probably this side of that log, to be honest with you. Small check in here. Not seeing any other major checking. Lots of character. Fairly good size again. Here, let's just one more tape measure on it, just for the fun of it, so you can see. Yeah, once again, we're talking about 3.5 inches or so across the piece on the narrow end. Offers a pretty straight run, really, considering what I've seen in some of my other stuff. Next piece up, it's a thinner piece. It was sawed in half. It's that's the end. I'm seeing just a little check like right down here at the knot. Other than that, it's pretty good. I think it's probably would just be the right size for ABO. No splits and halves and stuff myself. But I didn't claim to be an expert. Character bow tie. It's actually a pretty nice piece of wood. This split here is actually, when it was cut down, it looks like the hinge on it didn't hinge out real good, and we got just this little split here. But as far as checks in it, I'm not seeing any checking. This is the one that we counted the rings on and told you I think we found 90 in a 2 1/4 inches or something like that. And I'm guessing it was, I think it was this piece here. You can see it's about the same dimensions on the thick end as the other ones. But being the type of wood it is, I'd say it'd take 2 to make a bow, that you wouldn't split these. Especially because it's got a lot of stuff going on in it and that you're going to have to work with. But I think they're really nice pieces. It's going to be harder for me to check for splitting on this. This is a higher up. That thin bark, I didn't take the thin bark off and turn it in, because to get the thin bark off without messing with your sapwood is the first step when you're getting your bow set up. Maybe you do need to thin your sapwood at times, but the sapwood on this is yeah, can you see it? There's not much. It's pretty thin, so you don't want to be messing with your sapwood when it's that thin. So when you take the bark off, you'll be taking it off carefully. These are going to be pin knots through it. There's no major branches here. This is just little branches that would have grown big, but it was wherever it was, they didn't get big. Nice piece of wood, really. And I imagine Here's how it's cut at quite an angle down there. I'm going to say, we'll just say 42 inches for that. And then you have character like this in it. And whereas I couldn't see a split here, that doesn't mean there isn't one there, because this is where I'm seeing most of my drying splits, if you call them that. This is one you'd have to cut. It's a good sized piece here and here, the thicker end. But like all of them, it shows checking. And this one, I see a check mark here. See a check mark here. Going all the way down here. I'm not impressed. But I'm not saying it couldn't be made a bow, but I don't know enough about it to be too critical. These last few pieces, like this setup here only weighs 5 pounds. And so obviously I'm thinking of shipping when I talk like that. It has some challenges. It has like this hole here, knot, has some significant challenges here. It's already fairly small on the tips. And you can see the sapwood is fairly thin on it. It's going to be less than 1/4 of an inch. So this area scares me a little bit, but it may make a good bow. The last two I have are just sections of a tree. Didn't split them, haven't cut them. Gonna have checks in it, I can see them. And I can also see that one starts here and it goes here, kind of going off to the side. That tells me that there's a twist in the wood. But, and diameter of this piece is 4.5 inches here at the top. Smaller piece, same thing, probably was sitting right on top of this is what my guess is. It may have already been down when we got there, it's hard to say. And we just scavenged it. One thing I still see, there are checks. Little ones, you know, right through the knot, down here a little bit. Little check up in the top. Yeah. Then on this side over here, this is kind of just stuff. As I said before, I have another, or have we done that one? Now another piece here. I don't know if we did it or not. I don't think we did. Nothing much, you know, I have, once again, there's a big old check going all the way down that. I'll put it out on the end. And this is just little stuff. I cut that one. Well, let me look. I'm not saying any checking at all. It's obviously shorter. Let's see how long it is. Call it 32 inches also. And once again, I think the type of wood is, it's a one bow piece. A little over 3 inches up here on the top, going across the whole thing. Going 2.5 going this way on it. I'll put it on the end also, so you can count it. And then this stuff is, whatever. I don't know, stuff I was messing with. And if it looks interesting, I mean, to give you an idea of size, this one I think I was contemplating on the limbo, and I actually started taking the bark off. It's probably 47 inches. Another limbo here. We're right at our 60 limit for shipping. This could be split in half. Nah, that's no good. I wouldn't even consider those other pieces. So we'll go over here and let's give them one more pan of this. And then Well, I'm gonna leave them in that order for a couple days, so you'll have a chance to look at this and get back with me. See what you like, and then we'll go from there.